Hey everyone, welcome back to 22 Panels. This is the podcast that aims to examine, explore, and elevate the medium of comic books. I seem to be here ongoing now. I'm Tyler, and across
Yay!
we'll see
You
how
tell
my
me the universe is finally healing?
I mean, you haven't gotten to the point where you're confident making your amazing books or spectacular books picks.
I haven't
Uh,
been reading. I can't.
that's my point.
So I can't. I thought about it this week. I'm like, what? Then I looked at I'm like, nope.
Time
I
to
didn't
time to
I
start
didn't get
judging
as
books
much
by their
read this
covers, I
week
guess.
as I had hoped to, but at least the ones I got read were really fucking good.
Oh man. But anyway, across the interwebs from me are Tad and Phil. You both just got hit with my sticky web.
Oh no!
Uh,
That's
There's no
right.
okay.
running away this time.
I, I,
There's
I,
no getting away from my stickiness.
I'm gonna lead off this episode by actually
Gross.
talking about what our great responsibility will be because we have to do the John Lee's thing. We're actually going to talk about a book that came out this week, Assorted Crisis Events number 8. Uh, so you are entering the spoiler zone. If you
Hmm.
have not read Assorted Crisis Events number 8 and you do not want anything spoiled, please pause the podcast, purchase the book, read the book, and come back and join us. Uh, you do not have to have read Assorted Crisis Events 1 through 7 to be able to read number 8 and enjoy it thoroughly. Though I absolutely recommend reading Assorted Crisis Events numbers 1 through 7. Numbers 1 through 6 are available in trade paperback form at your local comic shop, at the Nexus Vault in Laverne, Minnesota, at Modern Age Comics in Algonquin, Illinois. Uh, at least I hope they're in stock. And if they're not,
We yes.
you
At
bug
my
the
store,
yeah,
yes.
you bug the
Excellent.
guy at the register and you say order more fucking copies of this.
Yeah.
And you can tell the guy at the register that I gave you permission to swear. Anyway, back to Tyler.
Okay. Guys, it is kind of hit or miss on when I can make it based on, my availability, but the last few weeks have seemed to work out.
Yeah.
The only
And
bad thing is,
we're
Ted,
always
like
happy to
with
have you.
I'm not reading like I used to. I read when I can now.
I mean, we'll get you there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
eventually you'll realize that reading is part of your job. So
Oh, I'm trying. Yeah.
I miss
well,
the days when reading was
what
part of my job.
what I meant was specifically rather than always looking for a task to do when you don't have a customer in front of you, you will realize that sitting and reading a comic book is a task.
I've started coming to that realization a couple weeks ago, going, I just need to before I unlock the door, read, whatever.
Or even after you unlock the door, I mean, how many customers do you have between?
Okay, so I'm open from 3 to 6 or 3 to 8 mostly.
Oh, so you're not even open until the evening. That dramatically changes it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
I
because I'm
I
working during
was
the day.
thinking I was thinking how many customers do you have between 10 a.m. and 2 on Tuesday?
Yep. No, because
And the
I have
answer is none because you're not
yeah,
open yet.
no, I'm still working with Peggy. So I
Oh,
go
that's right. You're doing two jobs at once.
yeah, so I go to the store at 1 o'clock and then
So
yeah,
how many of the kids would tell their parents if you read them really violent comics?
quite a few. Quite a
So
What
few.
he'll
if you
have to
went,
stick to
"Shh,
Dogman.
don't
I am.
tell anybody that the guy's head just got lopped off?
Well, Dogman, right? The cop's head gets chopped off. They put dog's head on it.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You can that's what you say. Anytime there's a head chopped off, you go, well, it's like Dog
Dogman.
Man. They're going to take that head and they're going to put it on top of a dog. It's just off panel. You have to fill in the
Wait,
blanks.
so
You show
so
them the chapter in Understanding Comics about gutters.
so in
Uh,
Dogman, there's a man dog. There's a dog with a man's head that
no,
s-
no, it's the opposite.
does crime.
No, it's
Well, no. I'm saying what Tad was talking about was a situation where the man with the dog head is Dog Man, but then the man head goes on the dog, and that sounds like it'd be Man Dog.
in the dog man. Yeah, true. I that would be. But in the story, they threw away the human head and the dog body.
Well,
Yes,
that's a
but
damn
it will
shame.
turn out in volume 50 that some evil scientist collected them.
It's in the '90s
Petey
phase,
the
Dog
cat.
Man Extreme.
Right.
Dav Dav Pilkey has got a great series. I love it. Honestly,
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
I've been reading it to my kids for a long time. So
Nice.
Right. I mean, I remember when we decided that we had to read volume 1 for 22 panels, and
yeah,
it's high on the list of things that so completely exceeded my expectations that I try really hard to not have expectations of things anymore.
I've been teaching my daughter how to read using it because
Yeah.
we
Nice.
follow along, right? And she can follow the word balloons really well. Now she's learning panel to panel, and
Right.
she's getting how to follow.
So you're giving her
Excellent.
both verbal and visual
Yeah.
literacy all at once.
Yes. Yep.
This is Anyway,
This is what your friends do, right, Ted? With incorporating comics into learning.
yeah, absolutely. It's this funny thing, this thing that some people have known since, forever, and yet there's still a group of people that are like, we need to be more adult than that.
Yeah, you can't have pictures. Pictures, bah.
Oh, the number of people that I told comics actually do count as reading when I worked at the library was pretty dang funny. And they were like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
they would look.
well, you work at a library, so of course it matters that you say this."
Yeah, and you're like, no. It's true. Same. I've worked at a library too. You have to like push it to people. You'd be like, no, seriously, your kids will love this.
Yeah,
I've
I
had
was
people ask me like, I can't get my kid to read, and I'm like,
I was
try something
once
else.
present. I was once present when um a librarian who had a parent talking to them. My kids read all these comics, blah 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 blah. I can't get them to read real books. Can you they like this and they like this. She wants to check out this today. Can you show me a real book that's like it?
A
And
real book, yeah.
I forget what the book was, but like it was a legit graphic novel. I mean, it wasn't even like dumb kid stuff, right? So the librarian turned around, typed some stuff into the computer, turned around and handed the book that the back
became
to her
allowed
and
to check
said,
out.
"This is a real book."
Excellent, excellent. That's perfect.
It's like, yeah.
That's why I refer to them as books or word books.
Book books or word books.
Or word books, yeah.
Right. Oh,
So
anyway, some news this week. I just heard and immediately ordered. Tess Fowler Gutierrez finished up Take the Fall, which is her memoir comic about her time with cancer and some other things. She's self-publishing it, so you can actually just order it direct from her website right now. So Tess Fowler art. I cannot recommend her art enough, and like I have anticipated this book since she put out on that social media site that used to be a seedy dive bar and is now a dumpster fire on top of a chemical cesspool. That she was working on it. So it's out now, or out soon. It's available for order now. Actually, in between my ordering the hardcover and my getting done ordering the hardcover, it went from saying, "Oh no, It says it's book is a pre-order again. For a second there, I thought the book is a pre-order had gone away in between, but if it had, it's back again. It had never gone away on the digital copy that I picked up. But yeah. So cannot recommend that book enough. Heidi McDonald has well, I should make certain I'm quoting properly. I don't know if Heidi wrote it. Heidi's the editor of the Beat, so I sometimes use Heidi as shorthand for the Beat. But
Thankfully, she has a whole team. It's no longer a one-woman show.
well, and for the most part hasn't been. But E.P. Hutchins has a good review up at the Beat if you want to know more about it and see some of the art. You can check that out. There's also a link to order directly from Tess. So I cannot recommend that enough. I think our next two news points go together in really cool ways. So who wrote the "Is it snowing yet?" and
That
you
was
get to
me.
take that point.
I do, because there is a huge snowstorm that's about to hit the U.S. today. That unfortunately Ted is just now learning about.
Well, I knew about the massive cold front.
Yeah,
Those
That's
don't
funny.
always go together.
they don't. But where I am in Nashville, it half an inch will shut down the town for a whole day.
Well, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I live in northern Illinois. We're made of sterner stock.
Exactly. So for us,
Though-
we
And-
are panicking harder than we've panicked
and
before.
latitude wise, Tad and I are pretty much on the same plane. Where I'm at,
Pretty similar.
yeah, and so where Laverne is at, Minnesota, I'm in the southwest corner
Mhm.
of Minnesota. So I mean, Chicago area and Laverne are very close in latitude.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
so- yeah.
Though that does lead so well into our what kind of week has it been? Because
Yeah.
Tyler, did you throw in the Minnesota general strike?
No.
I also
must
threw
feel
that
too.
one in. Yep.
Okay.
I'm excited. Love the
Yeah,
sound
no.
of general strike.
It was cool that there was some real organization for general strike yesterday, even before lots of places were going to be closed yesterday. I don't know if there's been details of doing more. What I have particularly loved is how the protesters are definitely using their cold weather skills to their advantage.
Mhm.
There are many highlight reels of ICE officers who really don't understand how ICE works.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Tom,
one
How
of
do you
the
think? Hey guys, what do you think real ICE agents from a few years ago, actual immigration enforcement, feel about what's going on now?
I mean, this is where I have to say that when we're talking about ICE, he
Yeah.
kind of hijacked it during his first term.
Okay.
Um,
Pre-Trump ICE. I mean, those guys got to be like, what the hell?
I
This is
mean,
not
I
how you
think
treat people.
I think there's been a call for that for a while too.
Right.
Okay.
And
All right.
and beyond that, Border Patrol, this has actually kind of been their MO since
Yeah.
they were created during the Bush years.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why this is the group to use for this. They don't have that institutional
Same with
like when he tries
DHS,
to
yeah.
do when he tries to do I mean DHS is the newest department. When he
Yep.
tries to get the FBI to do stuff that they know is wrong, people resign.
Yeah.
When he tries to get the Department of Justice to do things that they know are wrong, people resign. These organizations don't have that institutional memory. It makes it easier to mold them. They don't have the people that are like, hey, this is not what we do.
You're right.
Arguably, if anything, there might have been. I mean, I don't know for sure that there were, but there might have been people already there who were excited for
Right.
the advancements.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
which
you're
is
right.
pretty terrible.
Yeah, you're right.
But
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Going
It-
back to the ICE and ICE,
Mhm.
I've said many times that everybody needs to be reading Heather Cox Richardson every day. period. Just do it. Don't even ask me about it anymore. Just do it. I've put up enough links that I shouldn't have to link anymore, because you should all be subscribed to her newsletter. But she led the newsletter yesterday with the fact that in the freezing temperatures yesterday, there were tens of thousands of Minnesota protesters bundled up and out on the street with signs like, "Nazis just never learn. Don't attack during winter."
Yep. Especially not people who are known for their winter.
Yeah, exactly. In Minnesota, what this is like, we're
Right.
bred for this.
I just loved that there are signs out there comparing it to Germany walking on Russia in winter.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, in your life, have you lived in a winter climate before?
I have. Yeah. I was
Oh, you have? Okay.
yeah, I was
Chicago.
in Chicagoland for
You were?
a
Okay.
good 18. Wait, no, hold on. From 2000 to 2018 years. Yeah, so it was a good while.
Okay, so
It
yes,
was a
yeah,
while.
but you have.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if snow in Tennessee was like
Oh,
new for you. Like the
it's
snow.
not new for me, but
Yeah,
how other people react to it is still new for me, you know?
correct.
And,
Yep.
and I realized part of why they shut down is, okay, when you don't salt the roads and you're as hilly as things are in Tennessee, you don't even want to go out for anything. You don't even want
Right.
to try to go out for anything.
Right.
I agree. Yeah.
Here's another point, though, in terms of the just master strategy of Stephen Miller and whoever else is deciding where and how Border Patrol and ICE should behave. They're dealing with weather and defeat. Let's just call it loserdom. They're dealing with being losers in Minneapolis. So where do they go next?
Maine.
The balmy climes of Portland, Maine.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Portland, Maine. Yeah, that's balmy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one where, oh God, I think one of the stories I heard coming out of Minnesota is something like an ice vehicle crashed into a lamppost, through just natural terrible driving. And then, as onlookers came out to observe, they got out of the car and immediately started tear gassing everyone. So yeah, it's beyond shit show.
Yeah, let
beyond
us let us help you. Oh, you're gonna tear gas us as we try to help you get out of the snow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's farcical that any of this has any positive
I'm also
impact anywhere.
blown away at how many law enforcement and even sheriffs that, like, I saw a Maine sheriff give a press conference yesterday, and just everything about him screamed constitutional sheriff. So everything about him screamed, and I'm not going to name him or anything like that because I could be wrong,
Mhm.
but screamed that like, by and large he's on their side. But between the fact that they had dragged a corrections officer from his own car and vanished him, and the fact that they had left that car on the road running rather than doing anything with it, led to him giving this, like, fuming press conference about their complete and utter lack of professionalism.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
So you're saying that even people who were most likely
even
Republican
people who are like prone to, even people who could very easily be on their side, are so appalled at how everything is working.
Yeah.
That they're not, which is kind of hardening, which makes it easier to, at a much quicker pace than we have lately, move into the fact that we have a brand new catalog
Yeah.
Woo.
Initial orders due February 26th. We're going to hit some highlights here, and I remind everybody that we now have the next page at the end of the episode to hear about all of the cool things that will be available for order this month. But we're going to start out with Kevin Smith's return to DC Comics.
Yes.
Bizarro Year None. It's
I like that. Year
it's the-
none.
It's the indefinitive origin of Superman's bestest enemy ever. This is
Indefinitive. I
how
like that.
Bizarro got finished. Kevin Smith and Eric Carrasco team up with visionary artist Nick Pitara to tell the indefinitive origin of the beloved backward bad boy. When Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen and Clark Kent's boss Perry White leave the planet for a strange adventure in outer space, they discover a dimension that mimics Metropolis and reveres its legendary newspaper as an article of faith. But is the being behind it all a Superman fan, a creature of chaos, or is he no one at all? Don't Be Square by Bizarro Year None. Final order cutoff is March 9th and in stores on April 1st.
I just realized the cover is Bizarro standing at the edge of the square planet that he lives on. That's pretty incredible. Pitara is a wonderful artist.
There are a number of really good covers for this.
Yeah, it looks good.
Ibrahim Mustafa does
oh yeah, I saw
Rockwell. A Rockwell.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, that was gross.
It was super cool.
All right, who's got this one?
Tyler Brownfield Action Family number
really good.
1. Yeah, Johnny Mansfield.
And I'm going to stop really quickly here
Sure.
to remind you, because you've got your shop. Uncivilized is in Minneapolis, so we should get you in touch with Tom Kaczynski, because he might be able to come out and do stuff with you, and or I don't know how many of his artists are in the Minneapolis area or whatnot, but remind me to get you in touch.
We should, definitely. Johnny Mansfield is struggling. No work, no motivation, and within arm's reach of rock bottom. But when he inherits his family's abandoned martial arts studio, his problems may be solved. The only catch? It's in a mysterious and decaying neighborhood known as the Brownfield. And this dysfunctional family is the last thing he wants to deal with. But then, can you ever really escape your family? Brownfield Action Family is a brand new 8-issue indie comic series written and drawn by Eisner-nominated Ted May and published by Revival House Press. Ted May is an Eisner and Ignat-nominated cartoonist, best known for the comic series Men's Feelings and Injury. May's work has been published in Kramer's Ergot, Simpsons Comics, The Best American Comic Series, Nickelodeon Magazine, and Vice. May currently lives in St. Louis, Missouri, with his wife, the cartoonist Sasha Mordeau, along with their daughter and 2 cats. This is going to be in shops April 22nd. Final order cutoff will be March 23rd.
Yeah, and it looks like it might actually be that it's published through Revival House and distributed by Uncivilized, because Tom has been helping out some of the smaller publishers get their books to market in the post Diamond era.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So Uncivilized is more of a collective or
no,
umbrella?
It's definitely a publisher.
Okay.
He, I think, was just in a better position post Diamond than some of his, because I know, later this month or possibly even later today, we'll have one from Living the Line that he's distributing, at least to Lunar. But technically the publisher is Living the Line. So kind of like Massive has Massive Indies, only he doesn't take quite the
Gotcha. Next up, we've got Did You Hear About Mimi Green, number 1, from Connor Goldsmith, Josh Cornelian, and Dark Horse Comics. Tastemaker Mimi Green is a popular essayist with a perfectly curated social media presence, until a blog post she wrote a decade ago, cruelly mocking fat people, resurfaces and sparks a viral furor. Yes.
Pure.
Mimi Fuhrer, yeah. Mimi checks into an isolated mental health facility in Topanga to ride out the scandal, but as sound baths and crystal healings by day give way to restless nights, she's pulled into another version of the building. There are hall There the halls are old and gluttonous and gilded, and the vainglorious, like Mimi and her fellow patients, are punished again and again. Only local bartender Natalie, the lesbian lover Mimi hid from the public, stands a chance of tracking her down before it's too late. And that one is going to have a final. Oh, this is going to be a final order cutoff of April 20th in stores, May 27th from Dark Horse Comics.
All right. This is a resolicit and a rename. I was so sad when this popped up as canceled, but now it doesn't say canceled. It says Hab rather than Habitat.
Nice.
So the Hab, Eisner nominated writer Joshua Dysart combines his powers with, and just wait for it because holy shit, is this a team?
Holy
The
shit, dude.
world-renowned comic artist David Lapham, comic book legend Bill Sienkiewicz, and Eisner-nominated comic artist Jacob Phillips, who, by the way, is well on his way to taking over the world, and award-winning colorist Bill Crabtree and Matt Hollingsworth to present the groundbreaking horror tour de force mercurial billionaire Tuttle Barrows prepared for everything, even the end of the world. Years ago, he wielded his immense power and fortune to build a massive sealed habitat atop a once protected ancient freshwater glacial cave. Now, as the world outside unravels, Barrows, his family, and a hand-picked inner circle retreat to their final sanctuary, a place built to outlast civilization itself. But something was already there. Beneath layers of ice in the ancient freshwater vault, a long dormant danger lurks. While hallucinations twist their reality and violence spreads like a fever, they must descend deeper or risk their last refuge, becoming a tomb. This is from Bad Idea Comics. Final order cutoff is March 9th, in stores on April 8th. And I haven't been, I mean, they could have said that they were drawing like a cookbook. You put that team together, and I am like,
You would buy it. Yeah, for
It's
sure.
astounding.
I
Yeah,
would want to know what their cookbook looked like.
for sure.
My mom is pointing out I look like cookbooks, but I suppose she's 1/4 of the listeners. Hi, Mom. Hi, Britt. Hi, Adam. Hi,
1/4.
John.
You know, so
but
Dad,
I was trying to illustrate a point to the other three, Mom.
I hope she still listens to this episode to hear what Tyler and I have to say. And
Yeah,
is,
Phil wants to remind you that you still need to listen to this episode because you can't hear what he and Tyler are saying.
that's exactly what I said. Yep. Perfect. No notes.
All right.
Ooh, this one I am very excited for. This
Yeah, this
is
one looks good too.
In Your Skin by Aditya Bidikar writing with art from SOM. SOM. Priyanka is a Bollywood uber-fan who has been obsessed with film star Ayesha Sen since she was a kid. She's watched her movies over and over and knows her dances beat for beat. But after a once-in-a-lifetime chance to meet her idol goes awry, and Ayesha announces her impending retirement from movies, Priyanka decides that if Ayesha isn't going to live the life she's supposed to, Priyanka would be more than happy to take over for her. Bollywood body horror meets erotic fiction in writer Aditya Bidikar's debut series with rising star artist Som. Known for Crocodile Black, a twisted exploration of celebrity culture, identity, and image that's perfect for fans of The Substance and David Cronenberg. Final order cutoff of March 30th in stores, April 22nd, again from Image Comics. Yeah, that sounds absolutely incredible.
And I love Aditya's lettering, and I long have insisted that letterers are the unsung heroes of comics.
Yeah.
They often know how to
Absolutely.
do everything, and it's just that like not enough people actually know how to do what they do
And
as
I'm
well as they do.
additionally excited because he took a step back from lettering a couple years ago now. So this is kind of like a
Right.
return as writer, and
Right.
I followed him on social media. He is insightful and
Yeah.
incredible. So yeah,
Oh
yeah,
no, I love
super
him.
cool.
He's He's not one of the letters we've had on the show yet, but I hope to rectify that.
I would be excited.
So, all righty.
The
This
Oddballs
is another one
Odyssey.
with hold on a second. I'm gonna go back.
Sure.
Because this is another one with a bunch
Yeah.
of really cool covers. Look,
Those
look at
covers
the
are
four alternate, and
wild.
these are
Tintin,
all
Mickey Mouse.
open order covers too.
There's a Winsor McKay tribute.
Well, they're not tributes. They're
Oh,
actually
that's actual
they're
Winsor McKay.
literally taking.
Holy shit!
They're reprinting
The artwork.
so you
Wow.
have an actual Little Nemo comic as the cover of one of them. You have an actual Thimble Theater comic as the cover of
Wow.
one of them. That's actual Mickey Mouse stuff from one of the early Mickey Mouse animation artists, and that's actual Tintin from Hirsch as your covers for the four. Your
That had
four
to be
variant
expensive.
covers, or your first four variant covers, the open order covers.
Some of those are in public domain now, I believe.
They might actually all be public domain.
That's what I thought.
That might be
All
how
right.
it happened.
Well, Mickey, yes, but I wasn't sure. That's crazy.
Well,
all right.
Windsor and E.C. Seeger are both older than Mickey.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And Hirsch is I don't know if the Hirsch is older, but I do know that European copyright law isn't as long as ours.
Okay.
So
all right. So Oddballs Odyssey is written by Tony Millionaire with art by Tony as well and Jim Campbell. Tony is a winner of 5 Eisner Awards, 3 Harvey Awards, and an Ignatz. Is the revolutionary cartoonist behind the critically acclaimed Sock Monkey graphic novels and the world-renowned, I can't read that, Mackey's comic strip, collaborating with superstar colorist Jim Campbell. Millionaire nimbly fuses the master storytelling of Homer's The Odyssey with the surreal beauty and intricately rendered line work of Mobius's Arzak to deliver this breathtaking masterpiece. Divine Providence has finally done what no hangover ever could. Bobby Doherty is sober, but fate works fast, and it's not long until Bobby tumbles back off the wagon. A single glance at the radiant swan, Lucia Serena Del Mar, leaves the former boozehound monkey drunk on love and hopelessly devoted. When Lucia takes flight, Bobby refuses to let his chance at love slip through his fingers. Joined by his beautiful friend, faithful friend. This is very what you have on screen
implementing some romance that wasn't there before.
I can't read it. Okay, his faithful friend Jimmy Skunk. He sets off on a perilous journey across distant lands, through impossible labyrinths, over treacherous seas, and into the path of a vicious, fire-spitting minotaur in an epic quest to win Lucia's heart. This awesome, guys. This is going to be in final order cutoff of March 9th and will be in stores April 18th.
April 8th.
God dang it.
April
8th. God, don't listen.
From bad idea, and Tyler needs to set up an eye exam.
No, you're you know how you've done this on your screen, which is amazing, by the way, but on my end, the text is slightly blurry.
No, I get it.
And so I'm just going to start pulling up my reads on my own in the future.
Yeah. Are you certain that it's not blurry because you need a new pair of glasses?
Well, I've got a split screen right here, and my own screen is crystal clear.
Okay, and your other side's not blurry. Fair.
Yes. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yours is on your presentation you made. It's just slightly.
I didn't make a presentation. We're just looking at the web pages.
Oh.
I didn't have the time to do the presentation this week.
Oh. Cool.
We went old school.
All right. I got another one. How to Make Comics. Hardcover by Kim Deitch. How I Make Comics is not just about Kim Deitch makes comics, but about how comics made him. The book pinwheels between real autobiography and an imagined comics history, but it begins in 1952 with a true story of 8-year-old Kim Deitch appearing in the audience of a Howdy Doody show with 8-year-old Donna Trump. What was it? Donnie Trump.
Donnie Trump.
Oh, God, I can't read. Donnie Trump. Oh, that's even better. Following Donnie's attempt to rig an election among the audience, no kidding, Dice relates a famous newspaper account of a diminutive wife who valiantly defends her equally diminutive husband in court, who just happens to be the inspiration of Harold Gray's little orphan Annie. Periodically, Kim asks his own wife for her critique and advice of the stories he's told so far, which he takes into account for future tales that include revenge-driven circus performers, fairy tale mural painters, sordid comic book lore, comic readers creating real-life superheroes, impossibly old cats issuing supernatural judgments, and inhabiting the bodies of future humans, culminating in the real-life story of Kim's mother hitchhiking across the country. This
And there's
graphic novel,
way more if you want to go read it at Lunar if you need
yeah,
more
there's
of the but we decided that was a good
cutoff.
I think it's the first time I've ever cut mid-sentence, but I still decided it was the right spot.
Okay, this is from Fantagraphics, guys, and final order cutoff is March 2nd, and again in stores April 8th this time, not 18th. 8th.
Yes. 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's that slash. That slash looks like a 1.
But you know what? You are not wrong in that my eyes are bad. These are a new prescription in my lenses, and I am trying to get used to them.
Right.
But yeah, it's
have
it's
you
a
had to go
combo.
bifocals yet? I've had to go
Couple
bifocals.
times. I've gone back and forth because I've had
I have my
bifocals.
progressive lenses.
Same, yeah. I've gone back and forth, and it just I don't know. I just can't get used to it, or I'm resistant to it. I don't know. So I've gone back to single vision.
Solution.
Okay.
We'll just remove your eyes, and then
Perfect.
your other senses will heighten.
Holy cow! I read a comic.
I read a comic. Wait, so I know
read a comic about this, you guys. I've read one. God, what's it called?
I'm downright
I'm
Dare
shocked,
or something. Shocked
Devil,
that
Devil
Tad
Man?
is suggesting something that will make Tyler the Matt Murdock of this podcast over him.
That's it.
Well,
Matt Murdock,
I mean,
Daredevil.
to be honest, I was thinking about the whole Watcher saga where Nick Fury had stolen his eye.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. That was interesting. This is where
Original
also
Sin, I think what it was called.
Yep, that sounds about right.
That's actually an underrated event, I think.
It was. I'd reevaluate it. I know it's
some really good stuff. I haven't read all of it, but I've read enough of it to go, oh, there's some really good stuff in here.
Yeah.
Do you guys?
This is a point where I'd also say to those intrepid listeners that Tad is wearing sunglasses indoors. Like
no, I am not wearing sunglasses indoors.
Transition lenses that are stuck in sunglasses.
That never transition.
They're not transition lenses either.
Oh no, what are they?
They're a red tinted lens that helps prevent my migraines.
And your optic blasts from harming any nearby standers?
I mean, sure, but I mean, like I can wear them at night, and it doesn't make it so that I see worse.
Okay. Well, apologies for the assumption, but that's really cool, and it makes you look like Joe Cool. You're in Joe Cool mode.
No. Like in my autism journey, I have discovered that tinted lenses make a massive difference for me. So I actually
I was just going to bring that up. Didn't you say it's like less stimulant?
Okay.
These red tinted lenses, I have blue tinted lenses, and I have yellow tinted lenses, and it kind of depends on the lighting. It depends on my mood.
That's awesome.
At this point, I carry all of them with me most of the time, and I think I do. Well, I know I do. Yeah, I could.
I love the Cyclops reference. That was awesome. What's happening? Tad without glasses? Holy buckets!
I do also have my pair that doesn't have the tint that I often put on for when I'm doing the podcast, because depending on the lighting, there's enough sunlight coming in from that way, and enough light from the light up here that I'm more comfortable with the tint today.
Tinted up. I mean, I know when you're at home, you usually have a nice purple going on.
It's actually this pair.
Is it? Maybe it's your.
No, I meant your purple lighting.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I have a purple or blue. Yeah, because in my room, I actually bought light bulbs that I can change the color of using my phone.
Love those. Those are fun.
Yeah.
And
again, because I found that I can do huge amounts of huge amounts of settling my nerves, my mood,
Mhm.
my level of stimulation
And
just
just
by
stretching.
adjusting the inputs in little
Nice.
ways.
That's cool.
So yeah, not sunglasses.
Okay. I stand corrected, and
They work
thank you
okay
for the
as
clarification.
sunglasses. I don't have to switch to sunglasses as often, but I sometimes still do because like if it's bright sun, they're
Mhm.
not designed for that.
Yeah.
They're not like the 100% UV blocking or anything like that. Yeah.
Interesting.
This interlude is brought to you by the fact that I had forgotten that I picked this next one, which is How to Survive the End of the World.
Oh, Phil, were you waiting for one of us to just start
No,
it?
no, no, no. At first I was, and then I checked the rundown, and I was like, oh, this was me. I completely forgot that I picked this one.
Yeah, I was actually a
Um,
little upset that you ganked this one from me. So like the
sorry,
fact that you forgot it just makes me sad.
I'm
It's
sorry.
such a cool
You know,
cover, though.
it just means I'm
It
gonna have to
is.
read it. This is How to
Yep.
Survive the End of the World by Katie Doty, a graphic exploration of how to maybe avoid extinction. From is that? Well, I'm looking for a code of some
MIT
sort.
Press.
MIT Press. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So
Um, yeah.
apparently MIT has a young adult line.
Ho ho, there we go. Since 99.9% of all species that have lived are extinct, it's bound to be our turn eventually, right? So what's most likely to kill us? A well-timed asteroid? Some new robot overlords? With wit and dry humor, debut graphic novelist Katie Doty blends science and history to explore our chances of surviving disasters such as plagues, global warming, and alien invasion. Drawing on interviews with experts in fields like infectious diseases, AI, and interplanetary exploration, she combines cutting-edge research with compelling visuals, mugshots of the deadliest microbes, graphs of the winners and losers of mass extinction events, and a whole lot of dinosaur drawings. From apocalypse aficionados, the morbidly curious, and the just plain curious, this is your antidote for existential dread, a timely, imaginative, and ultimately hopeful take on humanity's ability to survive the odds. And that one is going to have a final order cutoff of March 2nd in stores March 31st. Again,
Yeah.
from MIT Press, the YA
This
MIT line.
this I mean, I don't know what part of this I love the most.
It's pretty great.
That apparently MIT has a YA line that we have
I love
a
it.
heavily researched but also humorous comic about various realistic and unrealistic ends to the world. Or yeah, just
Yeah.
I
It's
love
just,
everything about this.
yeah, it and the cover has a 9 panel grid. It's
Yep.
yeah. It's there's so
Yep.
much to love.
Yep. And they get their pull quote from Jeff Kinney, author of Diary
Ooh,
of a Wimpy Kid.
that is a solid endorsement.
It's not only a solid endorsement, there's just so much irony, particularly for
Ironically, I
people
like
who
that. That's
haven't,
a good word.
for even more so for people who haven't read this stuff to just go, oh, How to Survive the End of the World, recommended by the guy who wrote Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Right?
Hey, that's awesome.
But yeah, there's also, the atom bomb and uh, uh, asteroid and the germs and the tsunami and the killer robot and the gas and the dinosaurs and the heat. You just, great on all levels. I'm also really looking forward to this, and I'm gonna have to reach out to Jenny and bring her back because she's one of my favorite guests to talk to. I didn't ask for this from Jenny Wood and Josh Cornelian at Mad Cave. If your entire life was online against your will, if everyone knew about your potty training, your first breakup, and even your coming out story, how would you feel? I didn't ask for this follows the members of Not Your Baby Anymore, a group of kids who share one thing in common. Their parents are social media influencers who have shared their entire lives online. The group forms a chosen family as each member struggles with how to break away from a life and fame that they didn't ask for and do not want. Final order cutoff is March 23rd, in stores on April 15th. Tyler Gankin, a book I wanted.
You wanted this one? I love this.
Yeah, I want like so many of them, though. I know I'm not going to get all the ones I wanted, but
Dave
like
Baker.
Dave Baker is.
Yep.
Dave Baker. I also love Nicole Goo, but
yeah, Pumpkin Heads, punk and heads. Like Guns N' Roses. The band plays together, lives together, and unfortunately, two of them are sleeping together. Whatever, I'm sure it's fine. Now put on your pumpkin mask and let's rock. Hannah Lipsky isn't sure what's happening. She dreamed of becoming a fine art painter, but after breaking up with her girlfriend, she suddenly dropped out of art school, moved into a flop house, and gotten roped into singing a campy horror punk band with costumes. To make things even more complicated, she might be hooking up with her housemate, bandmate, high school crush, Jerry. Wherever this is leading, it's going to be messy. Guys, this is going to be Final Order Cough March 2nd and in shops April 7th from IDW.
Well, and like Baker and Goo.
Oh
have
yeah,
worked
from Dave
together
Baker
a
and
number of
Nicole
times
Goo.
before, and they are brilliant alone. They are brilliant with other people, and they are brilliant together. So
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to this book.
Oh, it looks great.
From Top Shelf.
Next up, Was That Normal? From Alex Potts. It was like he'd missed the main part of the story. It arrived between the big climax and the end credits. A new order had established itself, and everyone apart from him was living happily ever after. Nothing interesting could possibly happen between now and the ending. Philip is searching for meaning, for connection, for someone to share a moment with. By day, he works from a rented room. By night, he drifts through cafes and bars, dodging awkward chats with his landlady and hoping for something more. When he meets Gina, a local musician, things begin to shift, but relationships are messy. Philip's discomfort grows as he stumbles through miscommunications, emotional misfires, and the looming presence of Gina's intense ex. Add in a crumbling tower, gong baths, whatever they are, and a quiet ache of modern life, and you have a story that's tender, funny, and deeply human. A beautifully observed graphic novel about connection, confusion, and the spaces in between. Beautifully observed contemporary fiction graphic novel. Oh, that was a double line about connection, confusion, the spaces in between from a rising star in the UK comic scene. It's going to be a final order cutoff of March 9th in stores April 1st.
And this is from Avery Hill.
Yes, thank you. That was oddly synchronicity with Philip went out. Did not know that was coming.
All right. And I have a whole folder of this guy's stuff that he sent me, and I haven't gotten around to reading, and I need to reach out to him and finally have him on the show because I feel terrible that it's like fallen by the wayside. But
I love this guy's art too.
Yeah,
so
Ben
cool.
Sears, Young Shadow and the Watchdogs from Fantagraphics. Young Shadow usually protects sci-fi Bolt City by making deliveries for the food bank and rescuing pets. But this time around, he needs to focus on two things, hitting and pitching. When the Young Shadow and the 8 Watchdogs, Elmore Jerry, Larry Gomez, Marta, Ketchum, Rolando, and Jr. investigate a concerning chemical sludge being dumped into Bolt City's water, Elmore discovers a haunted baseball glove and inadvertently summons a team from the beyond that challenges them to a game to the death. With the stadium full of hostile vampires, mummies, Frankensteins, and ghouls rooting for the visitors, the Watchdogs enlist Young Shadow to fill out their roster and save Bolt City. This exciting new middle-aged graphic novel from cartoonist and musician Ben Sears establishes a world that embraces classic superhero sci-fi and supernatural comics without any irony, executed in a beautiful two-tone color scheme of jet black and mustardy yellow that perfectly suits the spooky fun and fast-paced adventure. Young Shadow and the Watchdogs is a page-turner for readers of any age. Final order cutoff is March 16th in stores on April 22nd. and I'm gonna have to make my apologies to Ben Sears that like he sent me a folder worth of stuff a while ago that I never got around to following up on because this looks
To be fair, you've been busy. You've read a lot.
because this looks amazing, like amazing, like really amazing. I'm gonna laugh if it's one of the things in the folder. It doesn't look like it is, but I had to go check. Yeah, from Fantagraphics. I am all over this book. So how about some collections?
All right, let's dig into collections. Who's up first? Oh, me.
That's you.
All right, Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Watchtower. Trade paperback.
Yeah. I feel like they renamed it, and
They
I
did.
don't know if I'm happy because it used to be Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League,
The Justice
and
League.
now
Yep.
it's Justice League. Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Watchtower, and it's like,
Yeah.
Eh,
You know what that is? That's the marketing so that
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
at the library they organize books based on like the lead
It gets put
character
with, it gets put with the Justice League books. Yeah,
as opposed to where it belongs with the Cheetah books and Cheshire Rob books.
Cheshire Rob. Cheshire Rob. I remember that. Oh man, I still make that mistake every time I see it now because it's so ingrained in my head from when that happened. Okay, the heist of the century, the DCU's most dangerous criminals. I should say this is Greg Rucka with art by Nicola Scott. Okay, the heist of the century, the DCU's most dangerous criminals attempt an impossible heist, robbing the Justice League Watchtower. To even have a chance of making the score, they'll have to assemble a team of talented misfits and oddballs, somehow convince them to work together and get away with it. Easy enough, except for a few tiny complications, such as sophisticated orbital platform ever constructed, as AI driven security. It's AI driven security system, and well, the smartest, most powerful superheroes in the DC universe. This is going final order cutoff of March 26th. Will be in
March 9th.
uh,
Initial order is February 26th.
oh, okay. Then on the rundown that you typed up,
Oh, I
it
typed
is
it wrong on the.
Yep, it's February 26th with a release of May 19th. We see that there. Yeah. Anywho, from DC Comics. Ted is fixing
Fixed.
it. March
Fixed on the rundown.
March 9th will be out May 19th.
That's what it says.
Yep.
I looked at the initial order date on accident. Sorry.
No problem.
Next up is Everything Dead and Dying from Tate Bromball and that world conqueror Jacob Phillips.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
The Last of Us meets Yellowstone in this haunting rural character piece set during the aftermath of a zombie outbreak. Jack Chandler is the sole survivor of the zombie apocalypse in his rural farming community, but rather than eliminate them, he has chosen to continue living alongside the undead, including the husband and adopted daughter he fought so hard to have. But when his town is discovered by outsiders, Jack suddenly becomes the one thing standing in the way of his family and those who hope to kill him for good. Eisner Award nominated creators Tate Bromball and Jacob Phillips team up for this unforgettable original story. Final order cutoff of March 2nd, in stores April 8th, over at Image Comics.
Yeah. This is where I'm gonna. Have either of you seen Megalopolis?
No.
I haven't.
Okay,
No.
so
I know that you enjoyed the graphic novel adaptation of it.
well, what I was going to say is I talked to Chris Riley yesterday, who did the
Uh-huh.
writing on that, and one of the things we spent some time talking about Jacob Phillips and his amazingness. And
Nice.
one of the things that Riley talked about is that like he was so happy that he was able to get him at that time because he has a feeling that managing to like just pluck Jacob Phillips for a 166-page graphic novel,
Yeah,
is not something that's going to be easy to do anytime ever again.
Mhm.
It's almost like the world's waking up to his talent.
Right.
Weird.
But I'm
Weird.
also gonna say, like, I finally saw the movie.
Okay.
Um, and I like it so much more than most of the critics and whatnot seem to like it. And I think part of that is because I read the comic first,
Oh.
which both I enjoyed more and think told the story just a little bit better, but it prepared me for what type of movie it was going to be.
Okay.
I think that this is one of the movies that might still go down as Coppola's magnum opus, but it could take 10 or 20 years because what it's not is The Godfather or Apocalypse Now or anything even remotely resembling them. So like people going in with any sort of expectation based on Coppola
Hmm.
just are, I mean, it's like we were talking about with Dogman earlier. Like if you go into Dogman expecting a dumb kid's book, you have to completely reset yourself when you go, oh my God, this is intelligent. This is teaching them about how comics work, how to make comics, how to be confident in themselves. There's real vocabulary in it. So it's really good for learning reading, blah, blah, blah. You know, um, when I finally saw it, and I've watched it twice now, it's like,
Wow.
oh, I already knew kind of what he was trying to do because he'd worked from the comic, which meant that my expectations were about did he manage to also accomplish what I think is the beauty of the messages in the comic, not is it the Godfather?
Hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
So
It,
that's my recommendation for the two of you, particularly because it's hard to manage to see Megalopolis right now.
okay.
Go read the graphic novel sooner rather than later. And then I do recommend seeing the movie when you can, because I think it's actually really, really good. But you need to come at it with like no expectations whatsoever. Manage to forget that it's Francis Ford Coppola. Manage to forget that it's Adam Driver and Aubrey Plaza and any of the other characters that they've played.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Well, I can tell you, I will definitely give that graphic novel a shot. I'm checking it
oh,
out
the
on
graphic
Hoopla
novel,
right now.
yeah, the graphic novel. And again, it's one, and I've discovered I'm a little bit of a rarity on this. I love things that you like the more you think about it,
Uh-huh.
rather than just immediately read or watch and go, "Oh, that's really cool."
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's one that
you gotta dissect a little bit.
you gotta dig in. You gotta go, why are we doing this? How does this connect?
Okay.
Um, but I think it's totally worth the journey.
All right.
So anyway, the last collection we're going to talk about new to order right now is the Mobius Library, The Depressed Hunter, out from Dark Horse, obviously written and drawn by Mobius, translated by Diana Schutz. Uh, in this graphic novel prequel to The Major, Mobius's Major Gruber finds himself attempting to chase away the blues by getting into a surreal adventure. Taking a vacation to the airtight garage to clear his mind, Gruber walks straight into an assassination plot, his own. As the Major goes undercover, the late great French master cartoonist Mobius returns to form here in The Depressed Hunter, taking readers into the intricate world of the Major's dreams and nightmares with the lush, exquisite pen and ink work for which the author is best known, another intensely psychedelic adventure that only Mobius could take us on. This is final order cutoff of March 9th, in stores June 9th from Dark Horse Comics. And I love me some Mobius. I love me some Airtight Garage. I recommend this highly. So, uh, that all being said, final order cutoff this week for Monday, February 2nd, we have Bitchy, The Exasperating Existence of Midge McCracken from Roberta Gregory at Fantagraphics. We have The Book of Murmurs from Candace Perwin, also at Fantagraphics. Comics, the magazine, edited by Adam Freeman, with the art direction by Rico Renzi at Prana
If
Press.
my name was Adam, I would change it to ATOM. It's awesome.
That's
Crazy
cool.
for You from Paul Theroux and Steve Laffler at Fantagraphics. He Rolled Me Up Like a Grilled Squid from Yoshiharu Sugi at Drawn and Quarterly.
I got to get that one.
Is Ted okay?
Just from the title.
From Dave Chisholm at Mad Cave. Nectar,
I thought you said, is
one.
Tad okay? And I'm like, no,
Is
no, he's
Ted-
not.
Is Ted okay? No, I'm not. I really
He's
am
not going to be okay if we keep
but-
interrupting him.
Is
I know.
Ted okay? Number 1 from Dave Chisholm at Mad Cave. Nectar, number 1 from Jeremy Robinson and Anna Paula Martello, Francesco Francini at Vault Comics. The Peril of the Brutal Dark, an Ezra Kane mystery, number 1 from Chris Condon. And wait for it, Jacob Phillips at
Who's that
TC
guy?
Vertigo.
I've never heard of that guy before. Who's that guy?
And
Who's
Vincent
that
Van
girl?
Gogh, Sadness Will Last Forever from Francisco Barilli and Saka at Mad Cave Becca Giallo. Currently crowdfunding, we have Epic, the super team action comedy from Tyler James and Matt Zolman at Comics Tribe, is on Kickstarter through January 31st. Negative Burn, the anthology from Joe Pruitt et al., is on Zoop through February 5th. Leaded Gasoline, a grindhouse horror comic from Patrick Kindland and Lorenzo Ray, Halo 8 on Kickstarter through February 6th. Growing Up on the Spectrum from Tess Langston at Oneshi Press on Kickstarter through February 12th. Sink Your Teeth In, number 1.
Teeth. Sorry, teeth.
Yeah,
My bad.
I'm glad you threw this in because I meant to and didn't get to it. From Zoe Tunnel, Lauren Knight, JP Jordan, Jody Troutman at Deathline Comics on Kickstarter through February 19th, and 100 FAQs on Making Comics from Shelley Bond and Philip Bond at Off Register Press on Kickstarter through February 22nd. And Phil, thank you for updating my list because I had intended to add both of those and neglected to. I've even backed one of them and intend to back the other.
I really need to back both of those, honestly. It's between.
I've also already
too many good
reached out.
comics.
Already reached out to one of them and intend to reach out to the other.
Nice.
And still on Humble Bundle is the Dynamite character crossover comics, $18 for 57 items. As I reiterate from last week, go check it out because sometimes the items are a single issue and sometimes the items are 8 omnibuses. So their definition of item is a little weird.
I mean, a multi-volumed omnibus is already a little weird.
That's good. Not really an omnibus then, is it?
Right.
Well, no, what I mean is like in terms of and I know from experience, like when you buy it and you get to download it, it will download as 7 separate omnibuses, but in terms of the items that they're talking about you buying, they group them all together as
that's
Vampirella Omnibus volumes 1 through 7 is one item.
Quite the variance in what makes an item.
But then like Elvira meets, I don't actually think the Elvira Harley Quinn is included yet, but we'll say for example, Elvira meets Harley Quinn is number 1 is one item, and number 2 is a second item.
That's so funny.
Who knows? Who knows why?
Hey.
How and why?
So now we finally get to only an hour in, not bad. About an hour in, we're already to 3 amazing books. We're tightening up, Tyler. We're getting back to where we used to be when you were around. This is why you need to be here, Tyler.
Yeah.
Phil and
I keep it tight.
We don't have filters. We go forever.
Indulge in all the tangents. As you heard, we had a couple pretty indulgent tangents.
We don't have anybody saying I need to get going soon.
All right. Well, with that said, I'd like to be off by like 10:15,
Okay.
if
Okay.
that's possible.
I think it
I
is.
think it is.
We
I
can
think
make
it
it.
is.
Okay. Okay.
Particularly because I'm not going to say anything about my top book right now because we're going to be
Oh, because
talking about it
because it's
together
the
soon.
yeah.
My top amazing book of the week and like front runner for best single issue of the year is Assorted Crisis Events number 8 by Dennis Camp and Eric Zawadzki at Image Comics. Now, here is the funny thing, Phil.
Yeah.
Remember how I cheated last week and I had 2 different Matt Kink books, and now I
That sounds
only
about
have
right.
I only have one of them in this spot. And
Wow.
part of that is I haven't actually gotten to the other one. But
Yeah.
the other
So-
part of that is
That's how good it was?
I almost put this in front of Assorted Crisis Events.
Oh, wow. I mean,
Oh.
I remember from what you've mentioned that book sounds, the premise is incredible.
It
So
is. It is.
and it's I'm just now seeing there's Lonergan.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
and
wow.
that's the thing. Is last week I knew that it was only Juan Jose Rip, but what it's actually a selection of vignettes,
Oh, wow.
and one of them's by Cano and one of them's by Lonergan. And the reason that it still came in the 2 slot is I realized that if you took the Lonergan away,
Uh-huh.
there's no way I would put it in front of Assorted Crisis Events.
I see.
It
So
might
it's-
still
yeah.
might be my 2 for the week.
Sure.
But there's
sure.
no way I would put it in front of the Assorted Crisis Events.
Okay.
But I will say right now that if we decide to do the category of best short story, as in best story in a comic
Sure.
shorter than a whole one shot,
Uh-huh.
which there are a lot more anthology comics lately, that's a legitimate category.
I can see that, yeah.
Jesse Lonergan's story in this book will be in the running for my best. It was everything that Matt Kint does well and everything that Jesse Lonergan does well thrown together. And just, I don't even remember how many pages. It was like 6 or 8
heck of a
pages.
combo,
just
for sure.
Absolute perfection.
Nice.
And then American Caper number 3 from Dan Hauser, Laszlo, David Lapham, and Chris Anderson continues to just be awesome. Are you certain, Tyler, that your former business partner isn't a Mormon hitman?
Pretty positive. Yep. Although he does, he is, he is a gun-toting nutbag, so that that fits.
Because while he didn't figure prominently in issue 3, there is a Mormon hitman in this, and he's kind of a reluctant hitman.
Yeah.
He does it because his spiritual leader will guide him to the people he needs to whack.
Okay.
Oh.
So I mean, maybe that's what happened. Maybe you're and I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast because I'm starting
Oh, God, no.
person, and I don't
Oh,
wanna be
no.
We
ripping
swear on
images
this
randomly.
podcast, dang it.
Right.
You're wrong.
Right.
Tad, you're
but-
wrong on 2 counts. He does not listen to this podcast, and he is not a wonderful person. So
okay.
there you go. We're good.
Well, you know him, so it's less likely to wind up in a libel suit against you. I have to be careful.
Yeah, like I said,
But I'm now also wondering, as I think about it, if what happened is he read the first couple of issues of American Caper, and that's what made him think that he was moved.
He needs
to
a new
not
line of
be
work.
in the business.
Interesting. Fascinating.
I
Compelling.
know this is crazy, but he's never read a comic book. Like you said,
What?
he's in it. He is in it because he thinks that it was going to be a cash grab.
Oh my, this is like
He
back
didn't
in-
know the industry at all. When we're
So-
off the air, I will tell you about an argument we had about selling online. He is
Oh, boy.
he's completely clueless about how anything works.
Okay then.
Okie
Well,
dokie.
yeah, that's like after high school, I had a friend of a friend who wanted to start writing novels, but he hadn't read a full book since middle school. And I was like, dude, change that.
Okie dokie. So what you're
Yes.
saying is he's a white man, so he's qualified.
It
that
feels
friend,
like it.
Oh, sorry. Your guy, yes, my guy, no.
Oh,
But still.
No, I was talking about Tyler's guy.
Yeah.
yeah, yes, that's exactly
this,
right.
This is where I go to like the absolute absurdity of lines like whatever nut job it was that said, "I'm on a plane and I see a black pilot and I feel unsafe because I
Oof.
wonder if he's a diversity hire." And it's like, are you out?
Oh, I think
If there are diversity hires, they're the white guys.
Yeah.
uh if it
If there are people here,
I'm
because
pretty sure it was Pete
because
Hegseth that said
yeah,
that.
was it Hegseth? I thought it was like Ben Shapiro, but whatever. Could
Whoever
have
it
been
was
both.
was a terrible person. You
Yeah.
know, that's
It's like, no, the people who are in jobs that they didn't earn are almost exclusively white.
yeah,
Yeah.
with connections.
Because the colored people don't have the connections.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Not across the board. There are exceptions to the rules.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
take a
Yep.
walk, Phil.
Oh, I'm walking here. This is where as you were reminding me of the Mormon hitman whose religious leader was telling him who to kill, I was evoked with connections to From Hell.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Hmm.
Which I am reading hopefully fast enough. We will see. But this was also a week for the Power Fantasy number 15. If you are reading that book, I hope you enjoyed it as well. It was a hell of an issue. It was, oh wow, yeah, hell of an issue. But yeah, this is where I'll just ramble to in a book that I have otherwise been shocked and amazed and terrified by. I had a cackling laugh last night that my wife asked me about, and that was the exchange of Dr. William Gohl talking to his cabbie driver in the streets of London after they'd been going all around the city tracing the occult workings, and he said, "You realize that I only share these private thoughts in recognition of your lack of cognizance? Why, thank you, sir. I can't say what that means to me."
yep. Yep.
Yep.
Uh,
So, Ted, did you read any One Piece this week?
I read no One Piece, and no From Hell
Oh,
does not
come
count
on.
as
That
manga
was
just because
that
it's
was a joke.
black and white.
It was absolutely a
Uh,
joke. I would never
particularly
categorize
because,
From Hell as a
and particularly because I'm gonna have it out tomorrow.
manga.
I don't think the black and white is the best version.
It's interesting having not seen the color version. The the
I,
the the workings of
I,
the black and white. I can't imagine wanting to rework some of these panels years later, you know?
I mean, he didn't rework. If you were really paying attention, there's some muddy inking.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I see the muddy inking. I see
He
there's
sharpened that.
sharpened the muddiness.
The parts that weren't intentionally muddy, yeah.
Okay. Okay. The non-intentional muddiness. And I mean
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
He crisped some of the inkings and he colored it. We're talking like almost Jacob Phillips level coloring.
yeah, and it's not the color aspect that I'm against, although it is also a book that is very concerned with lighting, and I do think that the starkness of, you know,
Yeah.
darkness
Well,
solid, darkness scribbled, those variations of the line work, like that's part of what's so incredible about this.
well, I don't disagree with you. I don't know many bigger students of comics
Uh-huh.
than Eddie Campbell.
Yeah.
And he doesn't disagree with you either, and it doesn't go away just because he colored it.
Okay. That's true. That's true. It's a good point. I
Like this is a guy who knows his shit.
yeah.
This was not a cash grab. They had to talk people into it.
Okay.
In fact, I'm not certain they've actually made money on it yet.
Fascinating. I mean, it's honestly, I'm loving it so much that
Right.
I, at the very least, I might check out a colored edition from the library and see if it's worth picking up as well.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
but for the first
a
time read,
beautiful, beautiful volume.
I have to imagine first time
And
read should be black
that's
and white.
fair.
Yeah,
That's fair. I
you
mean,
know.
I'd read it many, many times in black and white before
Oh
I
yeah.
read it in color, and I've read it one more time in black and white since the first time I read it in color. And that's
Okay.
when I decided that I think every time I read it going forward, it will be the color version.
And then,
Though
yeah.
I could see at some point, if I'm really in the mood and have the time, going
Uh-huh.
kind of the page by page.
Oh my goodness. The page by page. There's the transitions.
The page by page, both of them.
Yeah. Oh, a side by side, page by page. Yeah,
Right.
that would be.
Right.
I love games to spot the difference, so that would be astounding as
No,
well.
I wouldn't even. I don't think I'd be like going nuts doing the spot the difference. I think I'd more just be trying to soak in the essence of both.
Um,
Does that make sense?
it does. It does. A
I mean, if I did
dangerous
it that
maneuver.
way, I think there's a really good chance that like which one I read the words in would go back and forth.
Yeah, that sounds likely. That sounds very likely.
Um, hell, I'm doing something similar to that with uh they just kickstarted a colored version, a recolored version, because they were originally colored comics, but badly colored comics.
Uh-huh.
Um, of Alex Toth's Zorro, which was actually an
Oh,
adaptation of the Disney Zorro TV series.
fascinating.
But they also put out a restored version of the black and white. So
That does sound awesome.
it's tomorrow's Pulp Blotter, and I've been kind of going back and forth. Particularly the ones that I know were supposed to be in color. I want to see what they look like in the color that's been. I think it's Villarubio got to do the color.
Oh,
He's
nice.
kind of the master of fixing color.
Oh yeah, no. If he does a recolor on something, I will definitely trust it.
Right.
Because yeah, he knows the stuff.
Right. So, anyway, back to my top amazing book and our great responsibility, our front runner for the single issue of the year. This is the first time we've ever done this, where the great responsibility is literally going to be filled with spoilers. I actually even had my mom read the comic yesterday
Oh,
so that she
okay.
wouldn't have to deal with the spoilers.
Nice.
Um,
How did she like it? Did she enjoy it?
I haven't actually talked to her much about it yet.
Okay.
I kind of want to wait. I mean, I was frantically getting ready to be ready to record this morning. I had
Hmm.
reading to do. She says that I just didn't want her to talk to me, and that's not true because like it's just not true.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't imagine you not wanting to talk to your own mom.
right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. So I'm gonna let you guys talk about it first because I already I
Gotcha.
talked
Yeah.
about it a little bit last week. But this is my
Just a tiny
reminder.
bit.
This is my quick reminder. Spoilers ahead. Go
You
pick up
know,
issue number 8 of Assorted Crisis Events from Dennis Camp and Eric Zawadzki.
Mhm.
oh yeah, I gotta say the most startling thing about opening the issue, aside from, that first line of "Can you see me?" was feeling the change in texture on the page, where it's using like a newsprint,
Uh-huh. Well, and
instead of.
this is where I'm gonna like go back and we're
Uh-huh.
gonna thank Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips
Yeah.
because they did this with Enfield Gang and
Um,
and like I don't think anybody had really done this in a while. Certainly not in anything. I mean, Santos Sisters had, but
okay.
but nothing anywhere near the mainstream had been done. Like somebody pointed out in a conversation that I was involved with to Condon that like Brubaker and Phillips copied them for their giant sized criminal that they did recently when they did it on the newsprint. And Chris was humble enough to say, I didn't say that. But thank you. And I do. I give them a lot of credit. It had been a long time since we saw
Yeah.
the newsprint comics.
So was
And
all of Enfield Gang like that, or do they just
all
like?
of and not only is all of Enfield Gang like that, the
Uh-huh.
Enfield trade
Oh,
is like that.
exciting.
You know,
You know,
it's a heavier duty newsprint than like old comics, but it's still
yeah,
very much newsprint with the same kind of color bleed and
yeah.
whatnot.
I am I think I like it. It took me a bit to settle on this, but I do think I like this more than the gloss. Just because of that softness of the texture, being able to like look and see some of the dotting of the coloring. Um, it's, I mean, like part of why I love reading the actual physical single issue comics and physical comics over digital all the time is because it has that like visceral experience to it. And in this one as well, there was so much gutter, so much white space that at virtually every page turn there were, so sort of the light boxing effects of seeing the light shine through the page to see a bit of the next page as you turn, like a little preview
Yep.
hidden message.
Yep.
Well,
So many cool things going
I'm going
on.
to toss in really quickly though that like as much as I agree with everything you just said,
Uh-huh.
I declared it my front runner for the single issue of the year when I
Uh-huh.
only read it digitally.
Wow. Yeah. That's a great point too. That oh, that's a fun way to look at it in that the
Yeah.
digital version is like a preview, but then the physical comic is the full
Well,
experience.
and I like, and I know it's never your intent, but I never ever want anybody to think that they're not part of the club if
Oh yeah.
one
I mean,
circumstance or another makes it so they're more, which is why I think it's also worth like really bringing out this book,
yes.
even if you're a digital reader, if you can put your hands on this issue
Mhm.
physically, it's worth having in your collection.
Oh yeah.
Um, I think for a lot of books, the difference is not nearly as
Agreed.
pronounced.
Absolutely agreed. That I mean, I still read a good amount digitally. And there are books that I still enjoy digitally, but I have absolutely been. It actually started back in college where I saw an article pointing out that the colors on Hellboy from Hell were richer in the digital edition than printed. And I thought at first, like, no way, that can't be true. But it is, and it's
Yeah,
due to the
Hmm.
nature of you're reading
digital
something on a
versus print.
backlit screen.
Right,
It's always
right.
going to be richer. Um,
Here is like we've talked about this a number of times. So Tyler, I know has heard this from me. I think,
Yeah, I'm sure.
um, yeah, you don't even know what I'm going to say, but he certainly
No,
has heard it, and that's
no.
just because I have scripts. Um, autistic, um, like, well, those of us who understand comics really well know how important every job is, etc. I think the reason why there winds up being a hierarchy is based on the ability to make or break a comic. You know, writers have the absolute most control over making or breaking a comic. Bad writing can very rarely be saved.
yeah,
Good writing can often overcome almost everything else.
yeah,
Right after that is whoever's doing the page layouts. So we'll call them the penciler, the layout, whatever, you know, closely followed by whoever's finishing the pages. Because if anything's going to save a comic, it's going to be the art. Um, and the art can absolutely break a comic.
yeah,
Yep.
Um, After that, it's the colorist. The colorist, I think, in very, very, very rare cases, can a colorist make a comic that you weren't going to love already. It can make it better. It can take a book that you like and turn it into a book that you love.
Hmm.
And I think it has more power to go the other way. It can
yeah,
take a book that you would have loved and turn it into a book that you like, or a book that you like and turn it into a book that you can't read.
yeah,
And unfortunately, at that point, often the blame won't wind up going on the colorist.
yeah.
Um, Letterers, it's even less so.
It's funny because
Though, though, though I actually think that letterers have way more ability to affect how much you like a book than anybody gives them credit for,
Yes.
even though it's nearly impossible for them to make you dislike a book.
It's odd because I I can't think of a specific example, but I'm getting to that point where bad lettering bothers me.
Oh,
You know?
it bothers me too, and but for the most part, the only lettering I view as bad lettering
Uh-huh.
is unreadable lettering.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain font choices that look lifeless, you
Oh
know?
no, absolutely. I think of that as like meh lettering.
Yeah. It admittedly this was from a traditional publisher that was doing a graphic novel, so I was like, "Oh, you didn't get a comic
Yeah,
letterer to do this.
yeah,
You just
you
got a
failed.
graphic
Right,
designer to do this."
right, right. Like I notice it, but it's not a make or break. And I say all of this because that to me is where digital versus physical comes in.
Oh yeah.
There is
Yeah, I can see
no
that.
book that you're going to love digitally and get the physical and you're going to hate it. There's
True.
no
True.
book that you're going to love physically and you're going to look at it digitally and decide, "Oh, this is crap."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
The
it's
experience is different. The way the experience between seeing a movie in a giant megaplex versus on your phone is different.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, um, it's the delivery mechanism, not the medium. And while
Right.
it's not without import, and I absolutely appreciate the people who consider it while they're creating, as clearly Camp and Zawitsky and their team did with this book.
Mhm.
Like I just again, and part of this is like defensiveness. I've been on, because I wound up being not necessarily an early adopter of digital books, but when I adopted them hard.
Mhm.
Not just digital comics, but digital prose before that, just because I have a tendency to jump between so many different things that like
Yeah.
the difference between carrying a phone with 1,000 books and carrying a 75-pound backpack is a big deal.
It is. It's pretty big. And this is where I'd also say that as you say this, it is definitely a trade-off of mediums and devices
Yeah.
because when I do read digitally, it's on my phone. So it's a
Right.
smaller screen than a physically printed book. If
Yeah,
I
I
had,
won't do it on my phone. I can't read it.
and
So
that's
I mean, I'll read
yeah,
some things on my phone, but this is actually why I invested in a comic-sized tablet.
and
So
that's what, yep,
the only time I have to read small is if it's something that needs to be a 2-page layout, and even then
yep.
it's
And that's where what you lose for the digital edition in that like turn of the page
right.
and like feel of the paper, you gain in the ability to zoom in.
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, and for
So,
that matter, it does add a level in
uh-huh.
that they can double the number of their page turn moments if they choose to.
Yeah, that's true too. That is true too. You can have more suspense.
You
So
know.
yeah, so yes, thank you, Ted. I did not want
I mean, for
to
that matter,
diminish digital reading.
even randomly,
Uh-huh.
looking at the page that I'm at right now,
Yeah,
this was designed for both digital and
I can see that
physical
too. Yeah.
because the bottom corner is him proposing, and
Uh-huh.
then the top corner of the next page is them having a fight.
Yeah.
While the page flows overall, it flows as like their life from dating through pregnancy and then him falling away from it.
Right.
Um, and actually, this is also the please, I'm begging you, don't turn the page.
I was gonna ask,
Page,
did
which
you
is
did
just, oh
you
my God,
how long did it take you to turn that page?
a little bit,
Me too.
a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
My
Same.
I
mom actually looked up at me at that point and said, "I'm turning
Same.
the page."
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I it just
Yeah.
like I just like has
Yeah. I
Um,
contemplated not.
but
I really did.
as I'm looking at it here, it is a different experience when you finish and have a page turn between the proposal and the fight versus just an eye scroll up to the top of the next page,
Yeah.
which tells me that Dennis Camp and Eric Sawitsky are thinking of even more than I had
Uh-huh.
been giving them credit for, because they're not just thinking about how it reads on this newsprint that they decided to make. They're thinking about how it reads digitally.
And the physical read gives you the option of the non-traditional, okay, am I going to read every open facing as a two-page spread? Like kind
Right.
of how the first
Mhm.
issue encouraged us to, hey, you can read however you want.
Right.
So yeah, and I mean honestly, this one has enough two-page spreads that yeah, I mean it's an all-timer. It's incredible. It includes more references to all-time great comics than I've seen in a single issue in a while. Like just
Yeah.
from diversity of references.
Tyler, I feel like I've dominated. Do you have big
Um,
thoughts or just little thoughts?
well, I just have thoughts on the maybe not just on issue 8, but on the series as a whole.
That's
It,
Uh-huh.
fair.
excuse me. It is. I'm not talking because my voice hurts, but
Mm.
Okay.
um, um, it, it's incredible. I love time travel. I love uh all of this stuff, right? When you see a caveman with a medieval knight, you're like,
Uh-huh.
holy crap, that's weird. But then
Yep.
it works. It's awesome. Um, to me, issue 8 is the best issue of the series so far, but at the same time, I've enjoyed it
Oh
thoroughly
yeah,
throughout.
no, absolutely agree that
The cover is amazing. I
there
love the
hasn't
character
yet
in
been
the
a
gutter.
bad issue
Yeah,
of
correct. Yeah.
assorted crisis events.
No, I'm
I,
not. I'm keeping
I'm
quiet
gonna.
because I don't feel well, but
That's fair. That's fair. I am gonna share. I don't know if this is my favorite page because there's so many pages that I love in this comic, but I am going to pull up and show the page that when I got to it, I went, "Oh fuck, that's amazing." And this is one for the ages. Um so give me just a second. And here we go. Well, actually, let me
Yeah. I mean it's
pull it up
I
in
am
better view.
genuinely waiting, gonna be very interested to see which one he chooses because there there are
Any
so many good
guesses?
pages. Any
Yeah,
guesses?
any guesses? What? Because I
Um,
decided I had it in the wrong viewer to share it properly. So you got a second.
is it the one with the Astrolus polyp reference?
Tell me which one you think is the Asterios polyp reference, because I thought the coloring in general throughout a lot of it was an Asterios polyp reference.
I mean
yeah.
specifically the one that I guess I can show it to you. Just this one. We're on the bottom
Oh,
row of
okay.
panels. The style changes with everyone.
I love that one,
Uh-huh.
and no,
The toilet page is also an all-timer for me.
there you go.
Yeah, the toilet page.
There you go.
It's
I
pretty
mean,
fucking
again,
great.
everything was an all great about. But when I saw this page,
Uh-huh.
and here's the other thing, I am not wired to automatically look for Easter eggs or references or whatnot.
Uh-huh.
So, at my first glance, I looked at this and just thought it was a bunch of people on the toilet.
Right.
It wasn't
Yes.
until I got to Superman, Flash, and Hulk.
Legally distinct Superman with an upside down S shield.
Right. Superman, Flash, and Hulk down in
Yeah.
the bottom corner, and then looped back to Captain America.
Yep.
That I started looking, I'm like, oh my God, that's Wolverine.
Yep.
Fuck, man.
Yep.
Yep.
This
Yep.
reminds me, at Morrison Con, Chris Burnham did sketches on like
Not how
projected
my
so we could
brain
watch.
works. I
But
got to it quickly, but
yeah, but he
my
drew
mom's sitting here going, I knew that.
excellent,
I
wonderful.
think I emphasized that it's just not what I look for
Yeah,
first. So I almost always catch it.
but he drew a Judge Dredd straining on the toilet, and it was epic. It was honestly it belonged alongside this page.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the point where I went, "Oh, this is just not just a cool comic for me for like this is the type that could randomly go into multiple printings just because.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's honestly this one in
And
issue
if it
3,
doesn't,
it's hard to pick between the two.
that makes me sad because it should.
It really should. I mean, I hope that the series is going strong and if anything
It
picking up
seems to be.
sales. Yeah, because it's this is one of those books that's absolutely I want as much of this as the creators can give us. Thank you so much for every single issue. It's been an incredible ride.
Well, and
I
as
don't
with
want
so many of the issues, it managed to hit all of the emotions.
it did.
Yeah.
Oh, the watching I gotta say the Zawitsky who's already been just
Yeah.
one of those talents that I'm like, how is this the first book of yours that I'm reading, and how are you this fucking good with this being the first book of yours that I'm reading, and
Yeah.
watching him slowly descend, into a Scott McCloud-esque figure with the large glasses, and then into a stick figure, and just I don't know how many times we can see a character we just met and their life like tragically falling apart existentially and physically simultaneously, and how many different ways they've conveyed that so strongly and it still hits. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like exploitative or like, oh, this is just what they do. No, it still feels whole and original and unique every single time.
Yes. Yep.
So now I have to ask, we've only got one artist in the room. Tyler, did you follow the
Yeah.
instructions on the last page?
No, I did not.
I think I'm gonna have to pass the book on to my wife.
I want to do it. That would be fun.
I want her to follow the instructions on the last page for me.
Yeah. Just ask really nicely, hon, will you please do this?
Well, I mean, where it's difficult is like this is a roller coaster of an issue, and that could be hard for her. But I think that last page will be even cooler if it's like, please read this and finish by following the instructions on the last page.
Right. Yep.
So we'll see if she's willing to do that for me. I will follow up in the future. But we all have stuff going on today. So any last words on this amazing artifact?
No, just keep reading it. Trade paperback is awesome. It collects issues 1 through 5, I think.
I thought it was 1 through 6.
I think it's
Maybe, yeah.
5. Yeah,
Okay.
because 6 was the point, the extension point. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So check out the trade
it
and then
was
jump into the series. It's
Martian
awesome.
Manhunter that was 6 for the first arc then.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy that in trade. I've loved the covers of Martian Manhunter. I just haven't read it. I mean, as an art guy, the covers are amazing.
It's another one that, like, particularly because you have access to an ordering system, you might consider doing single issues.
Oh, sure.
If for no other reason than the Martian vision, at least sometimes the Martian vision requires you to hold the page up to the light so that you can see the bleed through from the other side.
Oh, sure.
Which
Are there...
I'm not certain I've ever seen where I mean, I've seen times where like there were Easter eggs that you got that way or story enhancers that you got that way. But I think it's the first time I've ever seen a comic where they literally direct you to do that to make certain you don't miss the important stuff that you have to do that to get.
Is there ever a time where that was like messed with due to an ad being placed? That's what I'm wondering.
In history?
No, I'm not in history, because of course it's happened in history. But I mean, like with Martian Manhunter specifically, or if they were good about placing
I
ads.
think I think DC at this point has joined most publishers where the ads are at the end unless they have a specific reason not to.
Gotcha.
Like the only reason I think that most publishers will put an ad in between I think the only reason you'll get a one-page ad inside of a story anymore is if for whatever reason the creators can't find their way around a problem where they need the page flip to be here.
Yeah.
And right now it's in the
there.
wrong spot.
Yeah.
So it's essentially, I think most of the time they only get used if they need a filler page for story purposes.
Okay. See, and it's been long enough that I've read a DC or Marvel single issue that,
Right.
yeah, I just hadn't noticed that.
Right. Like all the preview. I mean, they don't really do much in terms of like ads. It's mostly in-house ads at this point too.
Of course, yeah.
And it tends to be at the back of the book. So, all righty. Since we got to protect Tyler's voice because he's got to go like use it to sell shit.
Yeah, not today. I'm taking the day off.
Oh, you're not going in at all.
I'm avoiding Chris.
I thought you were just able to go in late.
I support the strategy, yeah.
Well, Chris is covering the store today. It's his, last day.
Right.
So
right. I do recommend going in at some point within an hour of closing, just to make certain that all the money stays.
Yep, exactly. Well, we're not done. We haven't signed anything till Friday. So
yeah. So
I really have we are still 50-50 partners till Friday.
Right.
So I mean, I really can't stop him from doing anything in the store.
Right.
So I just have to, give him the benefit of the doubt. And, he wants today.
That was mostly a joke.
Yeah. He wants to collect his personal stuff that's there. Totally cool.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So I mean, anyway. I'm irritated, but I'm not a dick. You know what I mean?
I
know.
No. So anyway, books I hope will be spectacular. I still have it as we get that's my wishful thinking, Tyler.
It's the royal.
We'll get back to it. We'll get back to it.
I also hope these books will be spectacular.
Yes.
Speaking of Absolute Martian Manhunter.
Yep.
Absolute Martian Manhunter number 8 from Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez comes out this week, as does Astro Quantum number 1 from Andrea Moody and Arturo Fabra at Mad Cave. This is like a sci-fi Moby Dick is what I've heard. I am very much looking forward to it. Particularly
number 3 on your list, Ed, is the one I'm most looking forward to.
Wrestle Heist number 2 from Kyle Starks at Image Comics.
So
Wrestle
funny.
Heist number 1 was so great. I love Kyle, period. Yep.
Yes.
I might be reading it today. I might Image might have
hold up. So guys, right here, I have all of mine in my cute little lunar box.
Nice.
So yes, mine is here.
Oh, so yeah, you might be reading the physical copy today.
Yeah, I could read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it. I have it in the box. It will be going home with me after I put it in my computer and whatnot.
Right. So those are my 3 for the week. So
that's awesome. They are good ones.
What's your giant size trade waiter?
My giant size trade waiter for this week is The Seasons, Volume 2 by Rick Remender, Paul Sita, Matt Lopes, and Russ Woot.
I just got that copy as well because I'm like,
nice.
Yes, it came yesterday. I'm like, sweet.
Have you read Volume 1? We read Volume 1. It's so good.
It is really good. I'm excited to read Volume 2. In true trade waiting fashion. I also noticed that it looks like with the I think each trade is only going to be 4 issues, like 4 seasons, and it looks like they're shifting the cycle each time. So this time, the first volume it started on spring. Volume 2 starts on summer. It looks like Volume 3 is going to start on fall.
And then they just start a little bit later and then go.
Gotcha. So I wonder if it's going to end up being like a 16-issue series or if it's going to keep going. Who knows? But I'm excited to read it. Volume one was great. Volume 2 is going to pick up mid-action, so it sounds fun.
Do you physically own a lot of trade paperbacks and graphic novels? And how do you store them?
So I am slightly feral. I think I own a lot more single issues than I do trade paperbacks and graphic novels.
Sure.
But these days I have been picking up more things in graphic novel form, and I
I have,
love the hardcovers of stuff.
me too.
Yeah. Storage wise, it's still kind of all over the place. I have several short boxes full of unbagged and boarded issues, and a couple shelves here and there with stuff on them. But
Hmm.
since we're still in an apartment, there's not quite a book reading room yet that I would love to have one
Makes
day.
sense. Yeah.
Keeping up with the storage is always an issue for those of us who love
Yep.
comics.
Yep. Yep. I actually, for the first time, I tried a technique that I heard you say you've done. I gave my single issues of Die away to a coworker who will hopefully become a friend because I have the hardcover of that. So I might start doing that a little more for books that I have hardcovers of.
I'm more I've done that some. I more commonly give the original trade away when I buy the hardcover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giving up the singles is hard.
It is.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it.
I was okay. I was okay with it for Die because I knew the back matter was in the hardcover, you know. There might be, minus maybe one or two essays from Gillen, but I've I read them all. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Tyler.
All right, guys, this has been awesome. We appreciate you guys listening. I was on my phone. So when you said Tyler, I assumed that meant let's wrap it up. So I'm like,
yep.
That's been awesome. Tad, what episode number is this? Did we say?
This is episode number 220, and I should remember
220.
to say subscribe, rate, and review. Give us money at patreon.com/22panels.
Yep.
One of these days we'll set up a Ko-Fi account. I'm all for giving us money. And go to the go to the Nexus Vault and Modern Age, but I realize I'm going to be dropping in the ad for that after
in 2 seconds. Yep.
Anyway, so
yeah. All right, guys, we will catch you after the next page. See ya.
And now, the next page, brought to you by
The Nexus Vault, your new home for comics, cards, and collectibles in Southwest Minnesota. Located at 109 East Main Street in Laverne, the Nexus Vault is where longtime fans and new readers alike can dive into comics, trading cards, toys, and all things geek culture. Whether you're chasing key issues, building a deck, or just looking for a place that gets fandom, the Nexus Vault has you covered. You can reach the shop at 507-858-8914. You can email us at the Nexus Vault Laverne. That's the Nexus Vault, LUVERNE @gmail.com. Or you can check us out online at thenexusvault.com.
And also Modern Age Comics. 2214 East Algonquin Road, Algonquin, Illinois, 60102. The new shop of Psycho Comicology. Come and pick up your comics, pick up your geek stuff. Just talk comics. I might be there. Who knows? Reach the store at 847-409-6295 or check out modernagereader.com. There we go. And now the next page. New to order this month. Initial orders will be due on February 26th. Starting with new comic series. Take it away, Phil.
Action 50th Anniversary Special by Garth Ennis, Steve White, Rob Williams, Patrick Goddard, John Higgins, Staz Johnson, Mike Dory from Rebellion. Final order cutoff March 2nd. In stores May 13th.
Bizarro Year None #1 from Kevin Smith, Eric Carrasco, Nick Pitara at DC. Final order cutoff is March 9th. In stores April 1st.
Brownfield Action Family #1 by Ted May, Revival House Uncivilized. Final order cutoff March 23rd. In stores April 22nd.
Alexit Say Goodbye to Hollywood #1, Matteo Pizzolo, C. Granda at Black Mask. Final order cutoff is March 30th. In stores April 29th.
Corpse Night #1 by Michael Chaves, Matthew Roberts, Rico Renzi at Image. Final order cutoff March 23rd. In stores April 22nd.
Did you hear about Mimi Green? #1 from Connor Goldsmith. Josh Cornelian at Dark Horse Comics. Final order cutoff is April 20th. In stores on May 27th.
Estuary, a ghost story, #1 by Tim Daniel and DB Andry, Man House, Oni Press. Final order cutoff March 16th. In stores April 8th.
Everyone Loves a Jewel Thief, #1 from Tim Seeley and Aaron Campbell at Ignition Press. Final order cutoff is March 2nd. In stores on April 8th.
Extraction Beginnings, #1 by Andy Parks, Ronan Cliquette at Ignition Press. Final order cutoff February 23rd. In stores April 1st.
From Parts Unknown, #1 from Adriano Aragonello and Daniel Caval and JP Jordan at Pesto Comics. Final order cutoff March 30th. In stores on April 29th.
Godzilla's Monsterpiece Theater presents Romeo and Juliet and Godzilla by Adam Tierney, Scott Peacock, Tom Skildy at IDW. Final order cutoff March 2nd. In stores April 8th.
And sorry, Sean, that was Sean Peacock, not Scott. The Hab #1 from Joshua Dysart, David Lapham, Bill Sienkiewicz, Jacob Phillips at Bad Idea. Final order cutoff March 9th. In stores on April 8th.
Hidden Springs #1 by Rob Williams, Nil Vendrell at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff April 6th. In stores May 13th.
In Your Skin #1 from Aditya Bidikar and Sam at Image Comics. Final order cutoff is March 30th. In stores April 22nd.
Kilroy is Here, one shot from Joe Pruitt, Dalibor Taljic at Image Comics. Final order cutoff is missing, probably
order cutoff March 9th, and in stores April 1st. The Audibles Odyssey #1 from Tony Millionaire at Bad Idea. Final order cutoff March 9th. In stores April 8th.
The Pear Shape, Nick Thorben at Fantagraphics Underground. Final order cutoff March 2nd. In stores April 8th.
Planet Atmos Exordium #1 from DR Bushnell and Rob McEvedy and Andrea Cucci at Mad Cave Comics. Final order cutoff is March 30th. In stores April 22nd.
Create Machine #1 by Ryan O'Nam, Tim Seeley, Paolo Armitano at Mad Cave. Final order cutoff March 16th. In stores April 8th.
Red Roots #1 from Lorenzo De Felici at Image Comics. Final order cutoff March 30th. In stores April 22nd.
Royals #1 from Derek Kirk Kim and Jacob Perez at Image. Final order cutoff March 9th. In stores April 1st.
Strength and Ash #1 from Evan K. Pazios, Stefano Cardacelli, Francesco Perillo at Keen Spot on a final order cutoff of March 9th and in stores on April 22nd.
Something Out of a Time Machine, Swamp Thing 1989 #1, number 88 from Rick Veitch, Michael Zulli, Vince Locke at DC. Final order cutoff April 6th. In stores April 29th.
And some graphic novels. Take it away, Phil.
Apple Guy and Beefwood by Cedar Van Tassel from Drummond Quarterly. Final order cutoff March 30th. In stores May 27th.
Chernobyl, Life and Other Disasters from Yevgenia Neighborg at Neil Porter Books. Final order cutoff is March 16th. In stores April 14th.
How I Make Comics by Kim Deitch at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff March 2nd. In stores April 8th.
How to Survive the End of the World, a graphic expression of how to maybe avoid extinction from Katie Doty at MIT Press. Final order cutoff March 2nd. In stores March 31st.
I Didn't Ask for This by Jeannie Wood and Josh Cornelian at Mad Cave Maverick. Final order cutoff March 23rd. In stores April 15th.
That's a good friend of mine, Jenny Wood. Hopefully we'll have her back soon. Magnificent African Adventure, The Perils of Giuseppe Bergman by Milo Manara at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff is March 23rd. In stores on April 29th.
Mary Payne by Lola Laurent at Drawn and Quarterly. Final order cutoff March 9th. In stores May 6th.
Narrow Rooms from Choi Sungmin at Drawn and Quarterly. Final order cutoff is March 23rd. In stores May 20th.
Opioids and Organs, Arizona O'Neill, Drawn and Quarterly. Final order cutoff March 16th. In stores May 20th.
Outline, Michelle Fischels at Oni Press. Final order cutoff July 27th. In stores on August 19th.
Bunkenheads by Dave Baker and Nicole Gu at Top Shelf. Final order cutoff March 2nd. In stores April 7th.
Reincarnation Stories from Kim Deitch at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff is March 23rd. In stores April 29th.
Sovietland by Pierre-Henry Gaumont at Abrams. Final order cutoff March 16th. In stores April 29th.
Was That Normal by Alex Potts at Avery Hill. Final order cutoff is March 9th. In stores April 1st.
Young Shadow and the Watchdogs by Ben Sears at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff March 16th. In stores April 22nd.
And some collections, Phil.
First up, there's Batman and Volume 1, Daylight by Matt Fraction and Jimenez at DC. Final order cutoff March 9th. In stores June 2nd.
Cheetah and Cheshire Rob the Justice League from Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott. From DC Comics. Final order cutoff is March 9th and in stores May 19th.
The Complete 2000 AD by Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons, Alan Davis, Ian Gibson, John Higgins over at Rebellion. Final order cutoff March 2nd. In stores April 8th.
I neglected to put it there. That's The Complete 2000 AD by Alan Moore, Volume 1. There will be
Volume
more.
1.
Yeah.
More.
The Complete Charles Dana Gibson, A Widow and Her Friends from Charles Dana Gibson at Living the Line. Final order cutoff is March 9th. In stores April 8th.
Everything Dead and Dying by Kate Bromble and Jacob Phillips at Image Comics. Final order cutoff March 2nd. In stores April 8th.
FML from Kelly Sue DeConnick and David Lopez at Dark Horse Comics. Final order cutoff is March 30th. In stores on September 15th.
Godzilla vs. America, Boston, Chicago, Kansas City, Los Angeles by Tim Seeley, Carolyn Cash, Gabriel Hardman, Dave Baker, Jesse Lonergan et al. Over at IDW. Final order cutoff March 2nd. In stores April 7th.
Gunpowder Profits from Justin Jordan and Patrick Piazzalunga at Mad Cave. Final order cutoff is March 16th. In stores April 8th.
The Guy in the Chair by Hannah Rose May, Utkarsh Ambutkar, Guillermo Sana, Deirbla Kelly over at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff March 9th. In stores June.
Mobius Library, The Depressed Hunter from Mobius at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff is March 9th and in stores June 9th.
Red Book Volume 1 by James Tynan IV and Michael Avon Oving, Dark Horse. Final order cutoff March 9th. In stores June 30th.
Space Scouts by Matt Kent, David Rubin at Dark Horse. Final order cutoff is March 9th. In stores June 9th.
Temporal by Stephanie Williams, Isaiah Fulmore at Mad Cave. Final order cutoff March 16th. In stores April 8th.
And Uncle Scrooge, The Lost Beneath the Sea, the complete Carl Barks Disney Library number 30 by Carl Barks at Fantagraphics. Final order cutoff of March 16th and in stores on April 28th.